Hello everybody, this is ShurVoice with Adda Shur. So happy that you've joined me again today. How was your week? I want to share some quick updates and news about some young performers that I enjoyed seeing last week at the with the Rise Up Performing Arts Theater Group, Youth Theater Group. And I really enjoyed my little 14-year-old star, Naomi Wanko, who's been studying with me for about 5 years. And it was my delight to see her as in the role of Belle in the full production of Beauty and the Beast. She sang with so much simplicity and elegance. Her acting was believable, even humorful when needed, and her dancing, as always, exquisite. Her supporting cast was wonderful, and a shout out to the directors of the Rise Up Performing Arts Group, who always put on incredibly professional level youth theater performances and who seem to attract incredibly talented young performers here in the Cincinnati area. So bravo to all of you. I want to speak about how you are preparing for those special moments in your song where you know you need to really focus and sing that high note or get to that low note. How do you get out of being all stressed about it? Well, of course, the key is how you're practicing it at home and with your coach, and to have, hopefully, before you take out those songs that you're feeling stressed about, you'll have practiced them in other venues. So it's very important to practice those songs in less stressful environments so that you can get a handle on, what is it that's going on. But before you go out there, instead of being stressed about the high note, which you're going to be stressed about anyway, because when we sing, as I spoke in my last video, we're never going to be stress-free. We're always energized. We're always on. It's a live sport. You don't think the NFL players are a little bit nervous out there? They might be, yeah, they might be in the flow in the zone. You don't think they have some extra special nerves before they have to make their goal? Of course they do. But they trust that they'll get through it and they'll survive everything, survive the consequence. But it's a live art when we're out there. We need that little extra, concern. And many times it gives that high note even a better quality. But if we have trained that high or that low note correctly and understand that it's part of a continuum of a phrase, a musical phrase that has happened before, as well as a continuum of vowels and consonants that have to have been properly trained, then that high note is part of something, not its own thing. There are certain very, very difficult arias that really demand incredible skills, like walking on a tightrope and lifting up one foot and doing a little turn that take a lot of skill. The same with a ballet dancer. A little bit more precision and skill than in much of our musical theater repertoire or our pop repertoire. The musical theater demands a little more of a belting or a mixed belting tone. And if you sing with that kind of style, then there are different demands. You have to have a lot more muscularization in your singing, which I don't particularly care for. That's why I'm very much a fan of the bel canto approach, even when preparing musical theater singers. Now, natural belters that have come to me, they've benefited from the bel canto training that I've given them because it gives them more flexibility. And but I found that natural belters are actually very rare, and that the majority of singers are not natural belters, but it's a style that we've become accustomed to in musical theater. Originally, musical theater was an outgrowth of operetta, which was, of course, opera singing. And there were reasons for the belting style that it's a topic for another session. Now I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm looking at here. But in my book, Sopranos Are Not Pianos, I talk about your money notes. What does that mean? Again, that's usually referred to a higher note that you're doing in your song, but many times it can be the low notes. And or it can be a very long note that you have to sustain. And people know, oh, that's, or a phrase that ends with a long note that's sustained. And these are the things that make, the judges in The Voice stand up and say, oh, wow, she can really sing. Sadly, if you don't have that spectacular moment, guess what? Even though you've done beautifully elsewhere, it's not good. So we do have to have a certain technique and a certain way of training that moment. So when we are doing it live, we have the confidence and we have the mental clarity to stay very mentally focused. So the audience may think we're really in, delivering the song, but we, as the masters of our voice, are totally in charge. And at that moment, we have to train in studio with our coach and with smaller performance venues where we're actually mentally very cold, just thinking technique. So remember that it's not the high note that's the issue. Unless you're starting out of the blue on the high note, then that's a particular technique that has to be trained, and I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm talking about a high note that comes out of a phrase, of things before. So the note or two before the high note is where you have to really establish your support and a lengthening inside of that vowel, so that the lower note is actually the anchor that stretches into the high note. There's nothing moving up or down in our body. The only thing that's moving up or down are positions of the resonances of the sound. That's right here in the low sound and right underneath the nose. And you'll also feel it in here and here. That's why it's called chest voice. The higher sounds are higher. And if you could go inside the roof of your mouth, this is the roof of your mouth, right? It's shaped in a dome. If you do it with a small mouth and a hum, this is just C sharp. For example, that's a C sharp release, right? That's not very high. Yeah, but in a pop song, it's high. Why me? And if you're in studio, all you have to give is that little tiny sound. But if you're on stage, you're going to have to give a lot more force than that. But so what's high are the vibrations. The body hasn't gone. Have you seen my body go up or down? It didn't go up or down, right? Did you see anything go up or down here? So by training the notes before, you're going to have a better position. So let's just take G to D. I'm not choosing any particular songs. I don't want to get into style. I'm just talking about pure vocal function, pure technique. So let's go sing the word no way. So the two syllables, no and way. But way is a diphthong. It's way, E-H-E, way. And the W is actually way. There's a W is a double U. I talk about that in words in here, okay? This is diction that you have to know. So I'm going to step a little farther back or else it's going to blast the external microphone. No way. Just slide. Put your hands down and out and think you're sliding no, and the no is going this way. No. A continuum of sound. Please do that. Do that with me. No way. That's just in the upper middle for sopranos. Now for guys, or mezzos, this is upper middle for baritones. This is already high for the baritones. No way. That's already high for you guys, okay? Mezzos, no, mezzos, we don't need to do that. This is for the guys. You'd be singing there. Girls, you'd be up here, right? No way. For a baritone. Okay. Now, even if you have a jump, that's a fifth. Even if you have a jump right here, any jump that's more than a step or two can create problems for getting into the high note. But now let's say I need to have it staccato. No way. There's still a connection because I've practiced the no way this way. Then I'm able to get to that jump better. Now, I don't know how this is going to come out because I taught all day yesterday and I'm not in the greatest shape right now, but let's do B flat to F for the ladies. That would be for a true tenor, and I don't want to get into the tenor voice right now. Let's just do this for ladies. No, just do no. Make sure that that's holding, it's not cracking. So these are the kind of things you want to be practicing. Now, even if it's just this, no way, because it could be, or it could be E flat to G if there's a high note there. It's not the G that's the problem. It's how you get from the E flat in the passaggio to the G. So these are very, of course, high-level opera tips that if I had one of the opera students here, they would be better that they demonstrate. I just wanted to call to your attention, it's a brief video, on making the connections and clarifying to yourself, where are the notes, what are you doing in the phrase leading up to that high note? That has to be meticulously ironed out, really clear and easy, so that your larynx remains in a neutral position. There's no extra tension in the tongue or the articulations, and that you're able then to slide into position. We're a sliding instrument, essentially. So remember to like, subscribe, and share. And if you have any comments, I look forward to hearing them. Talk to you soon.